Hallodio rodeo do, which I suppose is a very fancy way of saying g'day. So it's the 25th of November. This is Giants Tarot, and I'm Elizabeth, your presenter. I am. Like it or not. Okie doke. So in Giants Tarot, we just read out things that are concerning the emblems and cards and notices and signs and things that we associate with today, or that are associated with today, because there is so much written about each day of the year. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's just that this is all things that have been said, designed for today, and it may be a big help with your meeting or your choice of clothing. By the way, the colours for today are green and white. Away we go. We're in the time of Sagittarius, Temperance, which will be with us until the 21st of December. So as we travel this time, remember that this is like a major energy. This is a major arcana card, and we can't really change this. We all have to go through this time. We've just been through death, which is all about transition, and now we're going through Temperance, which is actually about evolution. There's a difference. So the main readings for Temperance and the first 10-day decanate of Temperance, which is represented by the card the Eight of Wands, and that next 10-day segment is all about devotion, social service, and propagandist activity. So this is where we are now. We're in Temperance, and up until the 2nd of December, the Eight of Wands. Devotion, social service, and propagandist activity. Away we go. For Temperance, just a couple of notes. You can read the other longer readings on both of these. I've got them up. Evolution. Wisdom of metaphysical ethics and all related physical facts. That ties a bit in, isn't it? Put all of that into one vessel, and it might not mix too easily, but if you pour it into another vessel and then back again, and then something's going to happen. It might emulsify a bit, but it'll happen. So that's Temperance for you. And now I've got a reading for you concerning Sagittarius 7. As a Sagittarius 7, you not only stand out at the crossroads of life, you practically live there. Your development is a series of crucial decisions, most of them pertaining to the recurring choice of being either a doer or a dreamer. If you choose your direction early in life and stay with it, you will not go astray from your appointed path, no matter which direction you follow. In the pattern of things, you are equally useful to God's design for the world as doer or dreamer, as activist or contemplative. I want to stress this point because it is often not understood that a life of vigorous accomplishment isn't necessarily preferable to one of quiet meditation and unspoken aspiration. You are one of those rare persons who can try on both lifestyles for size and pick whichever fits you more comfortably. Your birth planets have made you submissive or aggressive, gentle or tyrannical, dependable or irresponsible. Okay. Now the Eight of Wands. So this period up until the 2nd of December is all about devotion, social service, and propagandist activity. I'm doing my best with the propagandist activity. Some notes on this. Positive thinking and desire to move things along. Things you've wanted start to happen. Now there's no people in this card. What does that mean? It means really that in a way you've just got to let the force be with you. You make things happen for sure, but don't necessarily try and make the things you super want to happen. Get all the other things on the outside happen and let those things push the big thing forward. That's the way I read it anyway. Now for some cartomancy. And the birth emblem for the 25th of November is the Eight of Hearts. Now remember, the eights are the pushers. The eights are the power. Well, they're not the power cards, the tens are. But the eights are certainly very powerful cards. Have a lot of energy. The vertical number 8 is an important symbol with meanings depending on whether the top loop is smaller or larger or the same size as the bottom loop. If the top loop is larger than the bottom loop, the symbol mirrors God above earth and man. If the bottom loop is larger, man is in lack of humility to God. If both loops are the same size, there is harmony. And if both loops are the same size, we can tip the symbol over horizontally and it becomes a lemniscate, which is the symbol for infinity. Also, repeated horizontal lemniscates create wave patterns, like on electronic screens. And wave patterns vary according to whether the wave pattern is perhaps microwave or a heartbeat on the anaesthetist's monitor during surgery. Have I lost you? Whether such poetic and creative ideas confuse or enlighten you, the number 8 just became multi-dimensional, didn't it? The Eight of Hearts, dealing in the fluid currency of love, feels empowered to take charge, as all eights do. Relationships, associations, groups are the coalface of life, and the Eight of Hearts mines the rock of love with all the spiritual and psychological tools available. For the Eight of Hearts, gung-ho is the way to go, in both love and work, and willpower is applied with gusto, in the name of loving service for self, others, or the great embracing spirit. Looking above for guidance and finding the Seven of Spades could feel disconcerting. Fluid, powerful love encounters labour and wisdom, bearing the insignia of 7. Hang on, it's not all multidimensional and free-flowing after all, really. There's a lot to think about. The one thing both cards do share is a worry that there will not be enough to dispense around. But both cards are profoundly marked by Jupiter, so lack befalls neither of them. The Seven of Spades constantly reminds the Eight of Hearts not to overdo love or work. 7 demands that difficulties must be overcome with analysis and recognition of the depths, griefs, and journeys of others. The Eight of Hearts must temper its love power and learn to apply love's balm with care, as required, as needed, to the multiple relationships, associations, and groups they encounter. Then the Eight of Hearts begins to find the success it so earnestly seeks. Being so strong, the Eight of Hearts feels a call to leadership. 8 is great. Dealing with many people is their calling. They feel their ability to achieve much and set out to do so. Developing labour and wisdom scholarship will allow their enormous multi-dimensional love to flow at a lower temperature, to be less volatile. Steady wins the race. The Seven of Spades knows that. And the Eight of Hearts goes farther, deeper, better, using economy in energising its space and time on earth, making its decisions, creating its dreams, fostering what it considers to be important, and working to build a life with meaning. Can you believe I've come without the Lenormand again? Oh, she's come without the Lenormand. She doesn't know what she's doing. Look, I do. Okay, we're talking number 27. Okay. Uh-oh. Number 27. Well, I must have it. Oh, idiot. Gosh. Sorry, folks. Bit doddery. Anyway, it's the letter. And that is the Seven of Spades, Lenormand, which is the letter. It's all about news and messages. I'm bringing it to you. As it breaks, as the 25th of November breaks, Giant's Tarot is bringing you the news. It's all forms of written communication. It's written documents, licenses, diplomas, flyers, junk mail, brochures. The letter indicates information is coming. This is in Korea. It also involves invoices, memos, resumes, and business-related paperwork. And in health, the letter represents the hands and fingers. It can indicate prescriptions, test results, and referrals. And an interesting extra thought is, write your feelings and thoughts on paper to release them. Okay. Numerology. 25. Perfectionist. Setting high standards for self and others. The number of profitable interest in metaphysical subject. The number of probable interest in metaphysical subjects. Learn to concentrate in order to be forceful and stable. For 7 can fluctuate. Try to live close to nature in the country or suburbs. For quietude will calm your nerves. Usually says no as a first reaction to any proposition. Well, that's good for selling, right? If you know what to do when they say no. Should think and weigh matters deeply before making a decision. And nothing remains hidden from you. Avoid being lazy, critical, and erratic. Okie doke. Angel number 25. When we see angel number 25 in our experience, it may be alerting to the fact that our higher purpose or soul mission in life may be emerging from the changes that are ahead, or that we need to make certain changes to align ourselves with that larger purpose. All these little mini thoughts, you're going to tell me they're nonsense? They're not, they're really good. Grenville Kleiser. How to produce the best results, November 25. There are times when it is best for you to keep still and to let the solution of your problem find its own way into your mind. Great achievement does not depend upon ceaseless activity. The time you give to quiet meditation, to play of the imagination, and to mental planning may vitally contribute to subsequent accomplishment. It is not always the busiest man who produces the greatest results. Men of wide experience recognize the value of poise, deliberateness, and self-restraint. It is highly beneficial to cultivate the habit of getting things done without haste, anxiety, or impulsiveness. The faculties of your mind best discharge their functions when you are in a state of quiet confidence. The Theosophical Society says of the 25th of November, though you shed oceans of tears and grovel in the dust, this will not move a hair's breadth the balance of justice. If you would recover the lost ground, do 2 things. Make the simplest, most complete reparation, and to the good of mankind, devote your energies. They ask a lot, don't they? Okay, the birthday book says, this is the birthday of the fearless and far-seeing. Favoured callings are those of radio commentator, technical advisor, or writer of historical or biographical works. The mind is profound, and unsparing judgment can be expressed in friendly terms. Staff control comes easily. A partner will be one whom criticism easily rouses to resentment. And look, you're not going to believe what today's reading is. This is a very old book. I'll see if I can actually show you the picture. For the 25th of November, what is vaccination? There it is. Can you see the picture? Can you see the doctor's face? He's got no teeth, no upper or lower teeth or something. Good Lord. Anyway, I don't know if I've got time to read it all. Vaccination is a way of preparing the body to resist disease by injecting it with a substance which makes it think that it has the disease, and so making it produce antibodies to fight the infection. These antibodies stay in the bloodstream for some time, in some cases for life. I don't want to do this again, so I'm not going to read all of this to you. I'll just read you the last paragraph. Without vaccination, many of you who are reading this would have died from one of the diseases which used to attack children not so very long ago. People, I just want you to have a really great day. There is some good ideas in there, aren't there? Eh? So be the giant you want to see, and just remember, I love yous. I do. I really do.